My name's Adam. I'm a professional musician and visual artist, and I'm here to talk about corporate worship in the Protestant churches. I think a healthy worship ministry is often marked by two things. One is a commitment to grow together in our maturity in Christ, and the other is the desire to pursue excellence in our service. And as musicians, I believe we first need to understand how to worship God away from music, and only then can we learn how to worship God through music. When we think about the word excellent, we usually think that's something extremely good, best of the best quality. Now, what does that mean in the local church context where most of the volunteers aren't trained to be extremely good? I think this is where it's helpful to think through what is the opposite of excellence. And we might say, well, if excellent is extremely good, then the opposite of excellent must be extremely bad. While there is some truth to that, I think the opposite of excellence is actually mediocrity. The pursuit of excellence is meant to be effortful. That's why it's so rare, and that's why it's so extremely good. And I think excellence speaks for itself. It does not need to be justified. Mediocrity is the one that needs to be justified. There aren't a lot of prescriptive passages in the Bible about how the musical portion of our corporate worship should sound or feel. But one thing is clear, and that is singing together to the Lord as one people. I think as humans, we love the sense of comfort and security that's provided by anonymity. But the whole corporate worship experience is very much against that. And through singing together as one people, we build a sense of intimacy in the community. We grow our hearts together, and that's not possible in personal worship. I think it's crucial that we all have an overdose of humility when it comes to the topic of musical worship. Our expression of worship is heavily shaped by our culture, our musical exposures, and language. If you ask the first century Christians what they think the heavenly sound will be like, they likely would tell you that it's some sort of loud chant without much of a melody, and definitely not in English. And if we think about J.S. Bach and people around his time, when they thought about heavenly sound, they likely were thinking of some sort of a mass that's in Latin, that's about 30 to 60 minutes long, with multiple sections, with multiple melodies, singing different texts with different rhythm over one another. And if we ask people today what they think about music in heaven would sound like, you might hear names like Hillsong, Maverick City, Shane and Shane, Phil Wickham, City of Light, etc. But what would worship music sound like in 50 years? Or even in 500 years? And that's something to think about.